I didn't have any motivation going to classes. I didn't feel like I liked my friends. I didn't like where I was. I just didn't like my life.
Sure. Somebody stop. Wait.
Ready? So first we just get the intro. You say your name and what you do.
Hi, I'm Fiona, otherwise known as Fanfan. I'm a streamer on Twitch.
And then I think for here, maybe we just have like center the camera, have her turn around and then like walk out of the room. So she like leaves the chair, so it makes it seem like
Yeah, she should go this way.
No, that's what she said.
Yeah, so you might want to pull your chair up just a little bit so you can make that like 90 really easily. Let's. No, I think so. Yeah, exactly 90. You're gonna get up and you're gonna walk out.
Not sexually. You look like the camera's looking.
Hey. Okay, I was born in Vancouver, Canada. And I lived in Vancouver until I was 7 before moving to Beijing in China. Going back to when I was a child, I had one of those childhoods where I didn't really work hard. Early childhood. I picked up piano, of course. I competed in a lot of piano competitions and I was absolutely poggers at it before quitting. Essentially, the only reason I started skating was because I visited China and I saw my cousin, who's 4 months younger than me. I saw her skating when we were like 4 or 5, and I was really pissed. I distinctly remember I was so mad because she thought she was so good, and so I begged my mom to let me start skating so I could be better than her. And she quit like a month in, so I guess I just continued. Figure skating was probably the biggest part of my life growing up. I trained like before school for like an hour and a half, and then after school I would go back to the rink. I would leave school early to go back to the rink and train. After school we'd have dance practice, like gym practice, like all sorts of dance practice, like hours of ballet, hip hop, we were contemporary, and flexibility training. We would straight up just lay on the ground and have our flexibility coach or whatever take our leg and press it above us. And I would just be bawling and crying, but they would just like, force it down. I basically subjected myself to torture when I was a child. When I was like 10-ish, I moved from China to Toronto because there was this guy, Brian Orser, who's a really good guy. He coached a lot of Olympians in figure skating, and then he saw me in China and asked me to go train with him, and so we moved to Toronto to go train with him.
If you want to be the best, it helps to learn from the best. 12-year-old Fiona Fan is on her way to the top thanks to a Canadian figure skating legend, two-time Olympic silver medalist Brian Orser. Fiona's family moved here from Beijing 2 years ago so she could train under the watchful eye of Orser at the cricket club. You have to be dedicated to succeed at a high level in figure skating, and that means devoting a lot of time to it.
Next season, I hope that I can get in top 4 at sectionals, which is Central Ontario. That way I can go to nationals, and I hope I can do well.
Fiona's favorite skater is 2010 Olympic champ Yoona Kim, and hopes one day to stand atop the Olympic podium as well.
It's kind of crazy how a simple, tiny thing can just uproot your entire life, because when I was 14, my mom left Toronto to go to China to go visit my dad for a summer. Basically, there's this German-Chinese lady, and she was a family friend, and she was taking care of me in Toronto. And she also had a daughter who was also a skater, and I absolutely hated them. I hated them so much, and they were really mean to my dogs, and I didn't like that. And so when my mom came back, as a way to like spite this lady, like just out of straight pettiness, I lied to my mom and I told her that she beat my dogs, which did not happen. But I just lied. I was like, she beat my dogs and she did all this shit, and since she's in Toronto, I don't want to live in Toronto anymore. And then my mom was like, well, we're not gonna just move away from Toronto just because of this one mean lady. And so I made up a lot of other stuff. and I was just like, I don't like it here. I really hate Toronto, whatever. So that resulted in us moving back to where I was born, which was Vancouver. Because we moved back to Vancouver, that ended up with me quitting skating. Well, first I tore my Achilles, and then second, I was going through puberty and shit, and growth spurts are terrible for like figure skating, because figure skating, like a lot of it is about balance or whatever. And so when I got taller, everything was all weird. I couldn't land any of my jumps. I didn't feel as flexible. I felt way heavier. Everything sucked. And so I tore my Achilles, so I was just like, fuck it. I quit.
Fiona's favorite skater is 2010 Olympic champ Yoona Kim, who hopes one day to stand atop the Olympic podium as well.
The year I quit figure skating was the year that I got really fat. I gained so much weight because I stopped all this heavy exercise, and I started eating a lot of snacks. During my childhood, I wasn't allowed to eat snacks because my coaches wouldn't let us, and I would go to like the little store and get a chocolate chip cookie. It was like a chocolate chip cookie that was wrapped in plastic wrap. And me and 3 other girls, we would get this one chocolate chip cookie and we would run to the bathroom. And then we would like secretly split it amongst the 4 of us and be like, holy shit, we're such badasses. Like, we're not supposed to be eating this cookie, but we're eating it anyway. And then I would also sneak to the cafe and get those, those like cream packets that come in these little plastic cups that you pour into your coffee. I would take those and I would just like drink them because it was sweet. And then my mom was like, hey, you're getting really fat. I picked up boxing, picked up Brazilian Jiu Jitsu as like exercise. The boxing place was an hour away from my school. It was, I would take a bus from my school, and then I would take a SkyTrain, which is like Vancouver subway. And then after the SkyTrain, I would take a ferry across to North Vancouver or whatever, no one knows. But yeah, I would take bus, SkyTrain, and then ferry. And then it was like a 1 hour long commute. And so after school, I would take that commute and then I would go boxing. And it was really nice because this was the phase of my life where I wanted to be like a Tumblr girl. Like I want to be this like cool hipster, like, oh, you don't like me? Well, I don't care, like that sort of vibe. I would take this commute and I would listen to The Neighborhood and the XX, and I would imagine myself to be like this Tumblr girl when in fact I was a 14-year-old little Asian girl with a ponytail and clips on my hair, like sparkly clips. I would wear 3 clips on this side and then 2 clips on this side, and they were all sparkly. Middle school was Toronto time. Middle school, there was like a group of popular girls, and I thought all along, I thought until last year that we were all friends. I thought I was friends with them. I thought I was one of the popular girls, to be honest, but I wasn't. I found out last year that they were bullying me, and I didn't realize because I thought we were laughing together. I thought I was like, the funny one. But then I found out that they were making fun of me, which was very, very jarring. They would comment on my Facebook pictures and tag each other, and then like they would tag each other and be like, look what Fiona's doing, or like, look what Fiona posted, ha ha ha. And I thought they just liked my memes, because I would take memes from Instagram and I would post them on my Facebook. I would just spam that shit. I thought they liked them, but I guess they didn't.
Oh, you were practicing.
No, I've been trying to work on the Animal Crossing voices.
What does that mean? Yo, keep practicing. Don't quit your day job.
It's actually not bad.
No, it's terrible. Don't gas it up.
It's not terrible. Okay, like
It's ass.
But the transition between middle school and high school was when I started playing games. My brother got me into Minecraft, and I would play on this Hunger Games server. I would use my mom's credit card to buy VIP packs. It felt like a really good time in my life because I would just stay up all night until 7 a.m. playing Hunger Games with my Australian online boyfriend called Rice Destroyer X. So I had my Australian boyfriend and we would play until like 7 a.m. and I would order Domino's at 2 a.m. because that's when they close, and I would eat that shit until 7 a.m. And then in the morning, I would use my mom's email to email my school and be like, hey, Fiona's not coming into school because she's sick. I did that for like 3-4 months straight until one day I accidentally signed off the email with Fiona instead of my mom's name. And so the school called my mom, was like, hey, is Fiona at home? And my mom was like, no, Fiona's should be at school. And so that's when they caught me. I almost got expelled for lying and skipping so much school. You'd think I'd have learned my lesson after that experience, but that same exact thing happened in high school. High school, I think, was when I was most depressed, but like sort of in a good way. I think throughout my life, the times when I've enjoyed being depressed are the times where I was able to and had the time to just like hole up and do whatever the fuck I want to do. And so it was kind of like a nice depression. I didn't have any motivation going to classes. I didn't feel like I liked my friends. I just didn't like my life. And so I played League all day and I didn't go to school. I didn't hang out with my friends. Honestly, I don't really regret it that much because League was great.
Shit, I clicked play again by accident.
By accident. Cancel Cuban. Cancel Cuban.
Wait, I can't aim, guys. Guys, fuck. Cancel.
But yeah, I got into UC Berkeley, which is where I went to college, and that was a drastic change because I went from like 99% white population to 99% Asian population, basically. I basically just continued playing League, and all of my friends that I had made were mostly online friends from League of Legends, and the only friends that I had in college were friends that I already had prior. So I had 2 friends. One was Cindy, who I had been friends with since I was 14, and another was Joe, who I had also been friends with since I was 14. Yeah, we would have like poker nights, and we'd go over to Joe's apartment, and then we would just drink soju and play poker, just the 3 of us, which was really nice. And then halfway through my college, or like a year into college, that's when quarantine happened.
The breaking news, stay at home. That is the order tonight from 4 state governors as the coronavirus pandemic spreads. New York, Connecticut, Illinois, and California all ordering non-essential employees to stay home. Those orders cover 75 million people across the United States.
Quarantine was what got me into streaming. My friends and I, we would play League all the time, and I basically stopped attending my classes. And I would just do the bare minimum. I wouldn't do any homework. I would just take the midterms and take the finals and like try to pass. Day and night, we would just stream games for each other on Discord until one of my friends started streaming it on Twitch, and that was how I was introduced to Twitch. I would play League on my MacBook Air in my room. But then my brother left for school, and so I got to use his PC, which was in the living room, and that's when my mom realized that I had not been studying. I had just been playing League. So she was like, if you're gonna play League and if you're gonna play games and talk to yourself all the time anyway, you might as well just stream it like your friend. And so that's what got me into streaming. For the first 90 days of me streaming, I don't think I took a single day off. I think those were the 3 best months of streaming for me, honestly. It was so much fun. Everything was so new. I didn't want to not stream. When I was awake, I just wanted to stream.
Why would you do that? I don't understand.
I was always way too scared to do just chatting. I never did a just chatting stream until I averaged, I think, like 150 viewers, because I was like, there's no one here. I tried a just chatting stream, and that first just chatting stream ever, I just talked for over 12 hours. And by the end of that, I lost my voice.
Bump, up, circle, parallel arms, out, twirl.
From back then,
straight,
even
overhead,
until now, my favorite streams to do are just normal, sitting at the PC, just talking to chat. Those are always the most enjoyable for me.
See, this is my real life friend as well, Nick. Who's Nick? My Vancouver friend.
You have a friend?
It used to just... Her friend...
After that, I had to go back to Berkeley so I could clean out my apartment and move out. I didn't want to stop streaming for a whole week. And so that's when I started IRL streaming. Or I wasn't even gonna start IRL streaming. I was just like, I might as well do a few IRL streams because I don't want to take a whole week off. My first IRL stream ever was in San Francisco. I had a blast. After that, I met Jake, I met Water, I met Joey, I met all the IRL streamers. That's basically what got me into IRL streaming. It was really fun for the first few months. It was just new and it was different, and streaming with Joey got me like a huge boost in viewership. And even without Joey, I think people were just interested to see what I was like IRL. I remember my first IRL stream, I think I was averaging like 400 viewers at the time. And then my first ever IRL stream, it was just, I averaged 800. So it was like a really big jump. So I kept doing it because I was like, the viewership is good and I guess it's fun.
I can do palm reading. Okay, show me. Okay. Okay, so this line doesn't really look good. Yeah. I think this line would look better if it was like this. Or like this.
I think I did IRL streaming primarily for a whole year, and by the latter half of it was just so unfun for me. I had never hated streaming until I was forced to do IRL every single day. It was so awful. I didn't want to stream anymore. I didn't even care about the viewership. At best was probably when Joey and I were in France and we would get like 3,000 viewers, which is crazy for me, but I was just like, I hate this. I don't want to do this anymore. So that's when I decided to go back to PC streaming, and that's what I've been doing now. I really do enjoy streaming, but only when it's on a computer, because I can play games, I can talk, I can watch videos, I can do whatever I want. I don't have to go outside. I was so used to streaming during the nighttime on my PC that when I was forced to be outside during the daytime every single day, I hated it so much. I don't like talking to strangers, I don't like interacting with waitresses, I don't like asking people for directions. I don't like talking to people. Being holed up inside my room is much more fitting.
Excuse me. Hi. I'm sorry to bother you. Can I take a... I like the way that you're looking. Can I... I go to school. Can I, pick a... Yes. Yeah. Really?
I guess if I were to tell my younger self who was in the prime of skating, at the time I didn't think I was grinding that hard. I was just going through the motions every single day. That was just what felt normal to me. But I guess I would tell my younger self that it's okay to, drink chocolate milk, and it's okay to sneak an Oreo. That I wouldn't, completely derail my career just because I had a little cookie. My slightly older middle school / high school self, I would tell myself, you are not attractive, you are not cool, you are not a Tumblr girl, you are you are so fucking weird. Stop thinking you're cool and stop acting like it, because you are not. But at the same time, don't be sad that you have no friends, because at the end of the day, when you get older, you will also have no friends, but you will like it then. So just enjoy the fact that you have no friends now, so you can be more used to it in the future and enjoy it then as well. It's just sad advice. I don't mean it in a sad way. I mean it in a good way. You're not cool, but it's okay. It's okay that you're not cool, because you're not gonna be cool. So you might as well just enjoy not being cool now instead of stressing about it.
Yeah, you just gotta, you know what I mean? You just gotta, you know what I mean? Just walk it down. This is a runway. This is your runway. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Hold on, we cooking. All right, and go. Oh yeah. We're cooking. Wait, that was pretty good. We're cooking. Hold on, we're cooking.
I've had to give myself advice during the white folk school. Definitely don't try too hard to fit in, because you're not gonna fit in. These are all rich white kids from Nantucket, from whatever, New Haven or whatever, you will not fit in with them, and you don't want to fit in with them because they're weird. That was a main piece of advice. I tried so hard to fit in back then. I mean, it was high school. I was like 15, 16. It was like the prime time to where you just want to fit in. But there really was no reason for me to try. I guess I would say to just try and do what makes me happy. And granted, if you're trying to do streaming as a job, sometimes you're not going to be happy with what you're doing at your job, but you're going to have to force yourself through it, which has sort of been the mindset that I've had. That's mostly regarding IRL though. That's just like, I felt like it was a necessary means of growing my channel. For sustainability's sake, doing what I like is way better and way more rewarding. I could have half my viewership and be doing something that I like and have genuine fun during a stream, and I'll feel like I got way more out of that than doing something I don't like and getting a high viewership and high donos and stuff. So I would tell myself to just try and not focus too much on the numbers and just do what I want to do.
Can someone follow me? Can someone follow me? Thanks for the follow, you're so lovely! Guys, we hit 5K! My face is so wet right now. Why am I so wet?
What are you doing? Mom! Go away! I'm trying to be a slut!
Hello? Sweaty ass fucking LAP.
Hello, my little baby!
It's a fake person! It's a wax person! It's a wax person with pee noises playing!
This is Fanfan. She's really popular.
And she's funny. Because I'm racist. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
You have to come closer. You have to come even closer. There's Yay! Yeah, Nova Nini is famous. Alright.
If I had to give a piece of life advice, it would be don't be embarrassed about the things that you're passionate about, because there's always going to be people out there that share the same interests, and there are always going to be people out there who appreciate your craft in whatever you do. It's basically like Rule 34, but for life.